So here we had the Progym, written by the Greeks, translated in various ways to English, but very dry and needing to be expanded upon for modern kids. And so you see this wonderful method, this wonderful creative way to create persuasive writers and speakers. But how do you make that relevant for young people in the 21st century? We didn't want to just resurrect the Progym because we thought, oh, it's classical, therefore it must be good. We wanted to bring it to life again because we saw it was good and still relevant. And that's important, that it is still relevant today to modern kids. But obviously it needed to be updated. And so the first thing I looked at when I looked at rewriting the Progym was, what is it that students need today in their grade schools, high schools, colleges, that students, that these different institutions demand of the student, and yet for some reason the student is still inadequately prepared by modern curricula. And so I kind of worked backwards and said, these are the deficits that the students have, and how do we apply that? How do we take these deficits and recreate them as strengths, so that going forward in this writing process, from book to book in the Progym series, how can they grow their skills and still have and still meet the criteria that's being placed on them by modern institutions. So what I did was I often started with story, because story is often the most compelling aspect of a student's reading life. So you start with story, you update the language, you update the style, and then you place it in like a gem in the setting of the series itself, which is a process going from simple to greater complexity. And along the way, they still develop the skills needed to engage modern society: expository writing, explanatory informational writing, in other words, persuasive writing, even epistolary writing, writing narratives, and writing description. All those different ways or modes of writing were encapsulated in the Progym, and not only encapsulated, but they also overlapped each other. And one type of writing enriches the other. And so how are they prepared for an expository writing? Well, by writing persuasively within that form, or by writing descriptively in that form. You can't have good exposition without description. Sometimes you need to describe a process, and that's narrative. And so all of these, one form cross-pollinates the other forms. And so I wanted to make sure that modern process was reclaimed by the ancient process of the Progym.